Tonight, the point that I would like to make is this. As Christians, we all need to be vigilant. Sometimes we think that we're very strong in the faith and that Satan can't ever bother us or get us. But that's just what he wants us to think, because then we let our guard down and we're not vigilant anymore. The dictionary defines vigilant as staying watchful and alert to danger and trouble. And I think that Christ's definition was watch and pray. And to me, this word kind of means this. I put it in two words. The vigil is watch, and the ant, the tail end of that word, I associate with the insect ant. He is a very, very strong insect, stronger than we would ever be if you take it pound for pound. And so that last part, the watch, and the last part, ant, shows me that I need someone stronger than myself if I'm going to make it through this life and make that heavenly home. So we need someone, as I said, stronger to help us. We also know that we can't do it ourselves, and we need actually to admit that to ourselves. In Matthew 26:41, Jesus said, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." The watch is our part. The pray is asking God for that help that we need to be vigilant. In Revelation 2:10, it says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life." I know that you know some Christians that you thought were very strong in the faith, but they have fallen away. Jesus said that in Mark 13:33-37, "Take ye heed, watch and pray, for you know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for you know not when the master of the house cometh, at eve, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch." As I said, we've all seen and know different ones that we thought were very strong in the faith and fell away. There's lots of reasons why Christians fall away from the faith. But tonight I want to look at two. One is pride. The other is just going after this worldly things. And that can be almost anything. That could go from money to even your job, to sports, to anything. Anything that you put between yourself and God will cause you to fall. So the two that I would like to look at, two examples is found in the Old Testament. The first one is found in 2 Chronicles 26. And we'll read from 3 to 5. 16 years old was Uzziah when he began to reign, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jedidiah of Jerusalem, and he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah did. And he sought God in the days of Zechariah, whom had understanding in the visions of God. As long as he sought the Lord, God made him prosper. And God did make him prosper. And he won battles and he gained land. But we look over here in 16, and it says, but when he was strong, his heart was lifted up to his destruction. For he transgressed against the Lord his God, and went into the temple of the Lord and burned incense upon the altar of incense. You see, when he was young, he realized that he needed the Lord. And as long as he felt that way, he did what the Lord wanted him to do. He obeyed the Lord. But as he began to get stronger, he felt more and more like, hey, look what I did. His pride started to rise up. In fact, it even says his heart was lifted up, and he fell away from the Lord. Pride will do the same thing to us. The other one I'd like to look at is found in Kings. The 5th chapter. We see here a story that I think every one of us know. Might not know exactly where it was. It was in 5th chapter. But it was Naaman. And we all know how that Naaman had leprosy, and he went down to Elisha, and Elisha told him, go dip yourself 7 times in the river Jordan. And that really turned Naaman off. He was very unhappy about it. He thought there'd be great pomp made and a big thing going on, and he would be cleansed. But he finally listened to one of his servants, and he went ahead and did it. We know how that whenever he came up the 7th time, and I feel not one thing happened until that 7th time, he was cleansed of the leprosy. Well, that's not what I really want to talk about. Just put that in for your added attraction there, I guess. What I wanted to talk about is Gelza. Now, if you don't know who that is by the way I pronounced it, it was a servant of Elisha. Gelza was there, and he saw all that gold, all that silver, those fancy garments that Naaman had brought along with him to give. And remember, Elisha said he didn't want any of that. Well, Gelsa, when he saw all of that, he was tempted. And he had a weak moment, so he went after Ahab. And he lied to him. And he got the silver, and he got the garment. Then he came back and he tried to lie to Elisha. Well, he let the things of this world tempt him. And we think, well, why would he have done that? He should have been a very strong in the faith. He was with Elisha when Elisha made all those miracles. He caused the woman to have oil, filled up all those pots. But even more than that, he was right there when Elisha raised the child of the Shunammite woman from the dead. He saw it. In fact, he had already told Elisha, the child is gone. The child is dead. So he's seen right all of that. We would think, my lands, he'd have to have a lot of faith. But just like we was talking about, because he wasn't vigilant, because he wasn't watching, and he surely must not have been praying, he let the temptation overcome him. If we're not watchful and prayerful, something may come along for us, something that ordinarily wouldn't have bothered us at all. But because we weren't visual, sometimes those temptations might overcome us and cause us to stumble. So we need to keep visual. And we need also to keep our eye on the goal. I kind of liken that to this. I know there's several of y'all that probably play golf. I can see a few in the audience. And it's kind of like me when I play golf sometimes. Put the ball down there, tee it up, get the golf club, get it ready to swing. And what is it? Keep the eye on the ball. Keep the eye on the goal. You got to keep your eye on the ball all the way. And sometimes when we start that club swinging, and just before we get it to the ball, we look up to see where this ball is going to be soaring through the air. And lo and behold, when we look down again, the ball is just dribbling on the ground. Because when we look up, we pull ourselves up. We pull the club away from the ball, and all we do is top it. So let's don't top our lives. Let's stay strong and vigilant, because we all want to make that heavenly home someday. If there's anyone in the audience that needs to put their Lord on in baptism, needs the prayers of the church, at this time we'll stand and sing.